Face Publishing, man. We back, man. You know what I'm saying? I was checking out my boy Marty earlier, and I was on his platform, and he was, talking about PBC and the hate that's being spit at PBC and people that represent it. And I did a video a while back about why people, I think the title of the video was why they hate PBC and Dion so much. And to be frank, it's going to start racially, and it really is racial to me. I feel like these are you look at PBC is ran by Al Heyman, and you look at Dion, he's running his program in Colorado. He wasn't getting all this hate when he was just on a low level college coaching thing. He was coaching what's that place, the HBCU colleges. As soon as he got to Colorado, and they started coming for his head, man. And Al Heyman, nobody really spoke about him too much until he got into boxing and he got around Floyd Mayweather, and he took Floyd Mayweather out of his contract, with the help of a few other brothers, and he bought his way out of his top rank contract and started making some real money. So they cut out the middleman. So when a lot of people have an issue with how Al Heyman runs things, and PBC runs things. They feel like fighters only fight once a year, which is for the most part is true. They fight less, they make more money. They build a lot of pay-per-view guys, and their platform is basically pay-per-view. They don't, they're not a platform, they're just a promotion company. But they made some pay-per-view guys like Tank, Spence. They had Charlo fighting pay-per-view. Both Charlos, I think, fighting pay-per-view. So they're marketing their brand as far as boxing around pay-per-view. Boots hasn't gotten it just yet, but they now to be honest, I do think pay-per-view, because it's something that people pay for. To me, pay-per-view should be a high demand for it. Often, what happens, and if you're going to make an argument, this should have been the argument to me, that majority of the fighters that's pay-per-view, like even they just made Benavidez, he's risen to a pay-per-view now. To get these guys in the ring more. But if you want to make a case for PBC, only these guys only fight once a year. There's too many guys. Once you get to a certain status of pay-per-view, you need opponents because it's a demand fight now. Now there's only a handful of guys to me that were pay-per-view fighters back in the days growing up. You had Tyson, you had De La Hoya built himself into a pay-per-view fighter, Roy Jones, the rest of these guys, they might start some pay-per-view, Sugar Ray Leonard, But a lot of that was based off of dance partners too. But some of them guys were so big, like Mike Tyson. It didn't matter who he fought. He's like Canelo is like that. Doesn't matter who he fights, people gonna tune in because they want to see him. He's the box office. Floyd Mayweather, it didn't matter who he fought. People wanted to see him. He took the mantle after De La Hoya because you had Roy Jones. He had the mantle for a minute, and then De La Hoya was always there, but he wasn't. He was on Beats pay-per-view, he was box office, but you had Roy Jones up there, and then you still had Mike Tyson. So he faded away probably in the late 1990s, early 2000s. It was over for him. But the opponents, pretty much, even when Tyson was on top of the world, he would fight on HBO, things like that. He would, but you needed cable to watch HBO. Tyson was fighting on like ABC, Wild World Sports, and all of that. So it's tough to build these fighters into household names like that. A lot of guys that I feel that are on pay-per-view are household names, so they have to have the right dance partners. So I think this is what happens when you do that. You're not going to get as many fights as you would see if it was a guy like Tyson. You can't just throw guys in the ring. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I'm not an insider. I'm not any of these people that claim to have all this knowledge and all that. I'm just giving my opinion based off what I see and what I think. I think that if you're gonna make the argument, you can say, well, maybe a lot of these guys aren't pay-per-view worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you are asking fans to pay for their services, but also pay to be entertained. And unless you are a household name or a guy that's on demand, like right now, Tank Davis, he can probably pretty much fight damn near anybody. People want to pay to see him. The reason is they want to see the knockout. Like with Tyson, they wanted to see the antics, to knock everything about him. People want to see the same thing with Floyd Mayweather. With Canelo, he just has a big fan base. So regardless of what he does, people want to tune in to watch him fight. His fans is big enough to watch him fight, and that's it. The rest of these guys, they're not really, they should still be fighting them, what I'm saying, like on regular TV, or maybe they don't have Showtime anymore, but you get where I'm coming from. They shouldn't be. A lot of these guys are not pay-per-view yet, but they're fighting on pay-per-view. So now people got to pay to see them fight. And, they're getting the bag, but they gotta get dance partners. And you gotta have good dance partners, great dance partners. Usually pay-per-view, like you said, if you was at the top of your game and you got on pay-per-view, you had a great dance partner. Like you would see Hagler Hearns, or like a De La Hoya Trinidad fight. Mayweather Zab Judah, Mayweather Mosley. Like people pay to see those fights. Nobody wants to pay to see Charlo versus Derevyanchenko or something. Like that's not a pay-per-view fight because Charlo's not a high-demand fighter to me. No disrespect to the brother. I'm just using an example. Like he's not a household name where guys are like, you gotta see him fight. Like that's just my opinion. Like I said, I don't claim to know more than anybody else. I'm just giving my opinion on if you're gonna make that argument to go against Pbc. I think the argument should be that. But on the flip side, right, these fighters are making a lot of money. They're putting their lives on the line, and they're going in the ring, and they're able to enjoy time with their family. Now what they do, manage their money, that's their business. But he's provided a platform for guys to be their own boss, cut the middleman out, make as much money as they can, and entertain the fans. What's wrong with that? What I'm saying? I don't understand the hate. Because when you look look at Top Rank. How many stars are they building? How long does it take for them to build stars? How many stars are they building? You know, Shakur Stevenson, what's going on with him? Get him in the ring with some fighters. You know, so you see what I'm saying? Like, they're not building these guys. Like, you know, they're building them resume-wise, but they're not building their star status. Yeah, man. You know, we're gonna see this year pay-per-view. I mean, PBC. You know, they gotta make an announcement and make some fights. You know, some people saying, oh, they're going broke, they're doing this, they're doing that. They're not gonna do this, and Canelo's gonna leave. So when he made this little announcement, I didn't hear nothing about him leaving or anything. And I'm like, I asked some of the people, well, what happened? And I haven't gotten an answer yet. They had all these answers before, but what's the answer? Now he's obligated by contract all of a sudden. Now, we knew that anyways. Rocket scientist, he signed a 3-fight deal, right? So how's he gonna leave? That's a breach of contract, isn't it? I mean, I'm just a fan. You know, so where was he gonna go? But, you know, I mean, like, same thing with Crawford. They see the opportunity to make money, and that's what gets these promoters mad, because like, this guy's opening these guys' eyes, he's opening the door to show these guys how to get to that bag, and they know that they're going to continuously lose more fighters because, you know, they're going for the bag. No one wants to fight for pennies. They're going for the bag. So Canelo says, hey, I can go over here and I'm guaranteed to make this amount of money per fight plus pay-per-view numbers. And you know, I already got a fan base. He's looking at the numbers. I'm saying, like, same thing with Crawford. He's looking at the numbers. Like, he didn't know he was gonna get all that money in that Spence fight. Like, why I'm taking this guarantee when I can get all this extra money coming from everywhere else? And that's what they fear. But then they feed the public, and then the public runs with the popular narrative, because Al Heyman and them, they don't only voice they really got is Steven Espinoza, and maybe Leonard Ellerbe. Sometimes he, you know, comes on and, you know, says his piece. But aside that, they don't have spokesmen out there running and ripping and talking and all of that. Top Rank, you know, they got their minions out there. You know, they send their little minions, man. You know, to go out there, and then they put things in people's heads, and then they run with it. Go on their platforms, and then they run with it. Go on Twitter or X, whatever, and they run with it. You know, so they put out these narratives, and then people run with it, and they don't do their homework. But everybody's a boxing expert. I'm not a boxing expert. I'm just a fan. But I have common sense, man. Anyways, Brick City out here, man. NYC, man. I'm out of here, man. You guys enjoy the evening. And hopefully, you know, PBC makes an announcement, and, you know, we get to see some good fights this year, man. Peace.